Let's talk about manding for information, or another way to say this is requesting for information or asking questions. So keep in mind that a mand is a request. And in order for something to be considered a mand, the antecedent has to be motivation. The child has to be motivated for the item, the object, the activity, or the information. If there's no motivation, there's not a mand. So there are some prerequisite skills that you need in order to mand for information. There are a number of them, but let's just talk about some basic prerequisite skills that you need. First, you need to be able to ask for hundreds of things. Not only that, you need to be able to ask for things that are out of sight, meaning things that you can't see right now. If I could only ask for things that were in sight, then my mand repertoire would be very limited. I would only be able to ask you for toys, chairs, a table, a water bottle, so only the things I could see. You need to be able to ask for things that you can't see as well. Another thing you need to be able to do is able to request for lots and lots of actions for somebody to do something. So can you ask for somebody to pour, open, pull, put it back together, push, throw it, all sorts of turn it on, turn it off, all sorts of different mands for actions. That's another prerequisite skill. You also need to be able to mand using more than one word. And I want does not count. So for example, open the door, pull out the chair. Those are just some examples. So those are some prerequisite skills to manding for information. And so I was speaking to somebody this week who told me that her child has a program and they're teaching her child to ask questions. Again, keep in mind that when you're asking a question, there's a mand for information and there needs to be motivation. So if you're giving a child a topic to talk about and telling them to ask you a question, that's not really a mand for information because the child's not motivated for that information because you just told them what to ask about. So what you would want to do is set up scenarios that are going to be motivating for that child in which information is going to be the reinforcer. For example, if your learner wanted a color and the crayons are always in the same spot and they go to get them out and they're not there, now you see your learner looking around, you see them checking cabinets, all different places. That's when you can tell motivation's kicked in, and that's when you're going to prompt the mand for them to ask you that. Only when they've declared motivation, only when you could see that they want to know that. Information as to where the crayons are would be reinforcing for them.